Hi everybody, it's end of June and the temperatures have finally dropped down here in South Wales in the UK, and as much as I can notice, everything just came back to life. All the plants are just shooting out of the soil, growing, obviously been happy with this weather. So as you know, we had a heat wave for probably 6 weeks without a drop of rain, which is very unusual for this part of the year. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it. The temperatures and the blue skies. The allotment requested and required a lot of time because all the plants were young and they needed quite a lot of attention, especially watering. Now, if you remember, I am deep mulching this plot, and this is quite American method developed by Root South. It's called deep hay mulching, which means you can't see soil on my plot. Everything is covered and pretty much self-managed. However, when I'm planting young plants or seeds, I have to move the mulch from the area, because otherwise the mulch would kill young plants as it does weeds. So there is a little bit of management involved, but most of the plot is self-managed and I don't have to worry about the weeds or watering everything except those young plants, obviously. I'll show you around just so you can take a look how it looks like, and I just want to mention I do have quite a lot of convolvulus this year, but I don't mind it because that's easy to solve. I can easily either move the mulch from the area, dig the roots out, or just pull the plants out and let them dry out. I've deliberately left one of the beds full of convolvulus, which I will show you now, but basically let's just take a quick look around to see what is happening. Right, this is the plot. Everything is mulched with a thick layer of mulch. When I say thick, it is thick. It's probably, if I move the mulch here, so I am touching the soil now, so you can see it's almost the depth of my palm. If I've moved the mulch, you can see how the soil is moist and loose. Look at this. The most common question about this method are slugs, and I'm always saying I will record a video just about the slugs, but the bottom line is no, they don't cause issues. And yes, I use eco-friendly pellets for slugs just to keep the young plants safe, and these are the only chemicals that I'm using, and this is iron phosphate, if I'm pronouncing it well. These are climbing courgettes, trombocinus. I have 2 sets or 6 plants. Then I have just normal courgettes. They're quite small. As I said, it was really hot year. We didn't even have spring. The first half of March was very rainy and cold, and then the temperatures went to 25-6, which confused both of plants and myself. But you can see something is happening. Let me show you this enormous sage plant. Okay, this is the size of it, and this is one plant here. I've never ever seen such a big sage in my life. There's another one here just next to the strawberries bed. If you've seen my previous videos, you probably understand that my gardening style is quite erratic. There are pretty much no lines, everything is scattered around, just like life is. With creating this cottage garden, I just imitate life itself. It's all wabi-sabi, as I call it. It's all perfectly imperfect. It's all wild and exactly as it should be. Now, this is the bed which is affected by convolvulus. This requires a little bit of attention, and as I said, all you have to do is just find the root. You can move the mulch, dig the root out, which would be ideal solution, or you can easily just pull it out. Look at this. Obviously the soil below is very loose and humid, which means the roots are very easy to be pulled out. They will break at one point, but that's fine. I mean, do I really want to have sterile garden without any life and wildlife? No. So that's the quick answer. I'm quite happy with this. I will eventually clean it, but for now I just don't care. This bed is empty. I've planned to plant courgettes here, but as I said, it was just too hot. So I might put some seeds inside. The way I will do it, I will move the mulch from the area, I will dig a hole, move the soil on the side, put some homemade compost, put the soil back, water it, push 2 or 3 seeds and let the plants grow. Once when they're established, I will move the mulch around them. And that's it. That is literally it. This method is very labor-free. Now these leeks are last year's leeks. I've deliberately left them here because they will feed the bees. The stems are too hard now. Obviously they're blooming, which means all the energy is shooting up to the flowers, but that's fine because bees need them. I recently started beekeeping as well. Unfortunately I can't keep the bees on the allotment, but yes, I'm learning. Also, this is Pulmonaria officinalis. I have quite a few plants scattered around, and also the main reason is to feed the bees in early spring, because Pulmonaria blooms probably beginning of March, depends on the temperature. Yeah, so this is proper potatoes from the last year. I haven't planted them. They received 0 attention. They're doing well. I have some beetroots here. This bed ideally needs weeding and then mulching. But again, everything is wild and it's fine. At least these weeds will prevent water from evaporating so quickly, so that's fine. The shed is still there, everything's fine. This bed is quite successful. It's a rainbow chard. It's getting bushy here now. I've got some celery plants, only 3, and a nice patch of lettuce. Behind lettuce we have borage, again it feeds the bees, and behind we have some yelkas beans. I've recorded a video about those and I will put the link in the description so you can take a look. This is very old sort of runner beans from Bosnia, from my grandmother, who lives upstairs now. So this is the way she's always with me every year. That's the plot. I have a lot of valerian plants behind. The main purpose is just to feed the soil and soil and the bees. They're gone now, which means I can easily cut them off, put them down on mulch and make some more light and space for other plants. And that's how it looks like. Ideally these parts should be cleaned as well. I can easily take the slabs off, clean the part. I know there are carpets below which somebody before me put them down. That's something very against my style, but that's fine, I accept it. So I know this part needs some maintenance, but for now it's fine. I can walk, it's fine. I have very big row of comfrey. This is Booking 14, Russian sort, and I make liquid comfrey feed, which doesn't smell nice at all, to put it in a nice way, but it feeds the plants with nitrogen, potassium and other nutrients. Okay, this is another evidence of this garden being wild, another Pulmonaria. They're just emerging everywhere, and what I normally do, I move them into one place, but I don't mind this one being here. It can just grow where it is at the moment, it's fine. This net is just a net. I've moved it from this charred bed because it was kind of restricting the height. I have amazing raspberries bushes. I made a mistake by not noting the name of the sort when I bought them, but they produce quite big fruits and they will give a lot this year. This is second or third probably third year, and they're just starting to ripe now. I have very opposite opinion about shall I make kind of timber fence. One side of me says yes, another one is no, leave it. It's wabi sabi. It's as exactly as it should be, as long as the plants are not snapping under the weight of the fruit. That's fine. See, convolvulus is literally bending this one, so I should cut it off with the scissors or something, but that's fine. I don't have time for management of the plot today. I'm just quickly visiting and I need to go home. That's it. That's how it looks like. As I said, it's been really challenging year for both of us, plants and myself, but I think we are getting somewhere. And at the end, what is the expectation? Just enjoying and creating nice garden for wildlife and the eyes, I suppose. That's it. I'm running out of time. I only have another 40 seconds left of storage. So yeah, any questions, comments, ideas, feel free. I'll be happy to hear from you, and I will see you soon. Best wishes from South Wales.